Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bright, sunny day at the Sports Complex at Coon Rapids for CTN coverage of girls soccer. The Cardinals welcoming conference rival, the Tornadoes from Anoka. There you see the records. The Cardinals with one more game than the Tornadoes this season, and it has been a victory. Thank you all for joining us today. It's a day that everyone in this country will probably remember. Just a moment ago, we observed a moment of silence for the victims of the apparent terrorist attack in New York and also in Washington, D.C. The flag here at the complex flying at half staff, but the game will go on. The Cardinals and the Tornadoes. I talked to head coach of the Anoka Tornadoes, Paul Anderla, about the situation today, and he said that most of the team and probably the Cardinals too had seen what happened and been watching the news all day in their classrooms. He says sometimes there are more important things than what you're trying to teach in school. But with that, we will get underway with the soccer game. The Anoka Tornadoes starting lineup. At goalkeeper, number 0, Ashley Rower. The defense is Cara Sexton, Cody Wright, Nikki Swanson, and Casey Cole. Lindsay Bacigalupo, Jessica Ploger, Maria Calago, Stephanie Peterson, and Julie Schultheis are the midfielders. Panuski, the lone forward. This game underway, and Laura Hoppy charging into a Jessica Ploger, showing no apparent signs of slowdown from the swollen lip. 14 stitches after the Park Center game last week when she bit through her lip. And she is as aggressive as ever. There's another collision involving Hoppy. It was Julie Schultheis she crashed with on the far side. Miranda Morrow and Tina Rasmussen pressuring down there. It's Nikki Swanson trying to get it out. She's getting help from Schultheis. It goes out of bounds, and the first throw into the game goes to Anoka. Take a look at how the Cardinals start the game out. Voss in the nets. Rosie Chormansky, Leah Glines, Ashley Chickray, Katie Miller, and Mandy Farringer are the defenders. In the midfield are Heidi Worley and Tina Rasmussen. The forwards are Miranda Morrow, Nancy Caldwell, and Laura Hoppy. And here is Hoppy with the ball, turning away from the pressure by Stephanie Peterson. Long through pass, looking for Caldwell on the far side. That was, I believe it was Heidi Worley that made that long pass, but it was too far, scooped up by the goalkeeper. The coach of Anoka, you can't quite see him. He's standing behind the man with the hat. It's Paul Anderla. Cardinals with another throw in. Look at Savannah Voss down in the nets. This one headed away by Sexton. Right back to Miller. She'll take the boot from there. It's going to go wide and easily scooped up by Rower. But not a bad idea. More balls that head toward the net, the better chances of scoring. Mandy Farringer and Heidi Worley both ending up on the ground over there. The ball goes out to the Cardinals. That is Ashley Rower, the keeper, on the other side. Throw in, cut off by Farringer, headed back toward the Cardinal end by Panuski, and now another throw in. Panuski charging, Chormansky in there. Her clearing attempt intercepted, and a pass attempt cut off by the goalkeeper. Well, actually, I suppose that was a shot on goal. Long boot from Nancy Caldwell. Miranda Morrow giving chase right there is Cody Wright for Anoka. Laura Hoppy coming in And right boots it away out of danger. Cardinals trying to show that breakthrough speed against the Tornadoes. Tornadoes with a much more veteran lineup. Miranda Morrow heading it toward the net, and now it is going to be scooped up. Farringer getting the bump on it, and now here's Hoppy. The trio coming around her. She gets it back and glides, puts it into the center of the field, headed away by Wright. Miranda Morrow getting into the mix, booted away by Kelly Cole. And now Farringer boots it in too far for Hoppy and right to Rower. Rower taking her time setting up. Miranda Morrow going to come in and put a little pressure on her. And out she puts a boot behind it. Worley near the 40-yard line. Foul called in the center of the field. Free kick for Anoka. Booted away by Wright. Getting there first was Katie Miller, and now Caldwell putting a head on it. Back and forth in midfield, Miranda Morrow trying to get position against Nikki Swanson. And Tina Rasmussen on the far side, pressured, gets it back, and now booted ahead by Heidi Worley. On the run, Laura Hoppy can't get there before Wright boots it out of bounds. Tina Rasmussen will handle the responsibility. There's Cody Wright. Nice job to get it away from the very speedy Laura Hoppy, who is just more aggressive than I think I've ever seen her. Right back out of bounds. Julie Schultheis, one of the Anoka seniors, hoping to get the better of the Cardinals this time. The last time these two teams met was in the conference semis last year, and the Cardinals came away victorious. Hoppy finding her way through, now booted away by Wright out of bounds. And Nancy Caldwell will handle the throw-in. So far, the Cardinals doing a nice job of keeping the ball down in the Tornado end. Keeping the pressure on. Miranda Morrow bumping Jessica Ploger a little bit to turn the ball back around. Tina Rasmussen in there against Schultheis. It's going to go off of Rasmussen and out of bounds. A throw-in for the Tornadoes. Nikki Swanson on the throw-in. Coming away from the pack is Schultheis. Bumping a lot with Leah Glines. Glines able to turn it back around. Swanson gets it away out of bounds as she's being pressured by Tina Rasmussen. Now into the game is Jackie Nyland, and she will replace Tina Rasmussen. Katie Miller over to handle the throw-in. Laura Hoppy in the corner trying to get it out front where Miranda Morrow and Nancy Caldwell were crashing, but couldn't get the right angle, and it'll be a goal kick for the Tornadoes. Looks like Cody Wright will stay back to handle it. Gets a good boot under it, but it's Farringer that plays the good position, and it goes back out of bounds on the far side. Schultheis on the run. There's look at head coach Jeff DeJoy. Half game out of first place. in the Northwest Suburban Conference, but still very early in the year. Cody Wright again there as the sweeper to keep it away from Laura Hoppy. Pass cut off at midfield by Miller. Her pass looking for Hoppy. Sent right back to her by Casey Cole. And now here's Hoppy on the far side. Hoppy turning it around, looking for room, passing. Nyland into the corner. Trying to cut out front, swept away by Wright out of bounds, but this will be the first corner kick of the night for either team, and Rosie Choromansky doing the 60-yard dash to handle the responsibility. Cardinals last week, 1-0 the score in 2 games. And the game against Park Center, a 0-0 tie. But the Cardinals with a lot of opportunities, and a lot of them off of the set plays, the corner kicks, the free kicks. And watch for Katie Miller, number 19, because Rosie seems to find her as a very strong target, and she's very good at playing position, Katie Miller, to turn the ball towards the net. Choromansky going high and all the way over the crowd to Caldwell. Caldwell back to Glines, and Glines will get it into the center. Morrow heads it in that direction. There's Katie Miller. Pass across. Morrow can't quite get it. Is a little behind her, racing to the far side. Nyland keeps the ball in play. And now pushed out a little by Cara Sexton, but right back in by Choromansky. Caldwell battling against Cole, and there's a whistle and a foul called on the Cardinals. What a great opportunity. The pass just a little behind. Great job by Morrow to first head it over there and then sprint for that back post. And Miller's pass just a little behind Morrow. Here's a chance for Nyland on the run now. Goes out the end line, and a goal kick coming up for the Tornadoes. Gretchen Olsen into the game for the Cardinals. And Wright ready to take the goal kick. Laura Hoppy making her way to the ball. Olsen had a foot on it. Now Glines puts it back towards Rower, and Rower will come out and scoop it up before Neeland can get there. Throws it out. Worley putting pressure on. And now Tornado breaks out a little bit, but to midfield where Katie Miller stops up their progression and gets it to Olsen. Her pass gets away. And now Farringer stops them before they get to midfield. Katie Miller on the run on the far side, and she's not going to be able to keep it in. It'll be a throw-in for the Tornadoes. Right back out, and another throw-in for the Tornadoes. Nikki Swanson handling the throw-in. Farringer coming in and taking it away from Schultheis. And a foul called. Shot right on, easily scooped up by Voss. And she'll put a good boot under it. Bounces past midfield. Here's Laura Hoppy there to trap it with her chest. Knocked away from her by Swanson. Worley called on the slide tackle attempt. It's the 4th foul on the Cardinals. Anoka doesn't have one yet. Cody Wright putting a long boot on it. And way out to handle it is Voss. She'll turn it right back over to Nancy Caldwell. Too far, out of bounds in front of the Anoka bench. Casey Cole. Farringer getting ahead on it first. Worley back toward the sideline. Bocci Gallupo in there, but it's knocked away from her by Worley. Here's Gretchen Olson passing into the corner, and it's a foot race. Nancy Caldwell closing on Casey Cole, or Laura Hoppy rather. Hoppy comes away with it. Looking for some room, but a strong, united Anoka defense turns it back up. And near midfield, Mandy Farringer taking it away from Jenny Erickson. Nice team play set up by the Cardinals. And Caldwell's pass a little too hard and easily in on the she was looking for Laura Hoppy to break and just put a little too much on it and went all the way to Ashley Rower. Rower with a big boot all the way out to midfield, but Mandy Farringer out there to cut it off and pushes it straight through Cara Sexton. Here's Hoppy. Pass a little behind Caldwell and out of bounds. The throw in for the Tornadoes. Farringer cutting it off. Long pass got away, and out came Voss and banked it off of Panuski out of bounds. Yeah, Panuski was closing, but Voss got it out of danger and actually got the throw in for the Cardinals by bouncing it off number 3, Aaron Panuski. But Panuski, although it seemed to be about point blank, it doesn't seem to be affecting her at all. Gretchen Olson off the throw in, trying to get it to Worley. Taking it away is Casey Cole. Farringer again cutting off the pass, and there is Katie Miller putting a big boot down into the corner. Too far for the Cardinal forwards, but the right idea, as Gretchen Olson and Laura Hoppy were both showing a little more speed than the Anoka defenders. Caldwell cuts it off at midfield. Worley to the far side. Neeland looking for the corner, chased by Schultheis. Neeland looking still deeper into the corner. She's going to lose it out of bounds. The throw in for the Tornadoes deep in their own end. Nina Cohn and Laura Benolkin both coming in for the Tornadoes. Panuski and Jenny Erickson getting a chance to get a little breather. Worley. Her pass turned away. She got it right back, and now upfield by Nikki Swanson. Cut off by Chickray. Leah Glines has it knocked away from her out of bounds, and it'll be a Cardinal throw-in. Marie Calago not quite able to turn it upfield as she was hoping. Tornadoes, although they have 2 shots on net, which is more than the Cardinals, they have been from a long way away and really not very dangerous. Here's Laura Hoppy running into the corner with speed. Over to cut her off is Cody Wright. She stopped up, and then Sexton able to knock it away out of bounds. Again, those Cardinals showing their speed. And a very young club for the Cardinals. Only a handful of seniors as opposed to the Tornadoes, which are virtually all seniors. Neelan throws it in. Pass right back to her. And a foul called on the Cardinals. Number 5 for those of you playing at home. Oh, no, they're going to say it went out of bounds. Okay. Gretchen Olson stopping it up for the Cardinals, but the Tornadoes work it back to the near side. Casey Cole moving it ahead for Peterson. Peterson's pass picked off by Caldwell. And stopping it up was Cara Sexton. Caldwell, another pass broken up. This time it's Cody Wright. Wright runs into Kelly Hyveri. And now Katie Miller using the elbows against Benolkin. And she will be called for the 5th foul. Long boot by Wright. And this one's going to go out of bounds about midway into the Cardinals' territory. Andrea Bobica making her first appearance on the field for the Cardinals. Ashley Chickray ready to throw it in. As you see Laura Hoppy over talking to Coach Jeff DeJoy. She doesn't get a lot of time out of the game, plays nearly 80 minutes every game. And over on the sidelines, and I can guarantee it won't be for long. Nancy Caldwell turning it upfield. Bobica on the run, won't be able to catch up with it on the far side. Cody Wright turning it back to the near side for the Tornadoes. Nancy Caldwell putting a little pressure on, but the Tornadoes able to work back out of it. Laura Benolkin tried to get it back to Casey Cole, and Nancy Caldwell was right there. Chickray to throw it in. Headed by Katie Miller. Ooh, and there was a collision. Katie Miller a little shaken up. It looked like she smacked heads a little bit with Lauren Benolkin. And the foul called on the Tornadoes there. See it? Looked like she got her head right below Katie Miller's eye. The boot into the corner. Nealon trying to turn it back out front right there to stop it up and turn it around out of bounds on the far side. Katie Miller still holding her jaw a little bit on the right side of her face. Katie Miller working with Chickray, but lost it out of bounds to the Tornadoes. Swanson to throw it in on the far side as Katrina Rower checks into the game. Hyveri stopped up the throw in and turning it upfield. Near side, Caldwell is a step behind Bacigalupo, and now Bacigalupo has it knocked away by Caldwell out of bounds. Looks like Laura Hoppy's back on the sidelines, ready to check back in at the next opportunity. Charmansky's clearing attempt hard off a Tornado, and Voss comes out sliding to end the danger. Big high boot near midfield. It'll bounce. Bobica gets ahead on it, gets it behind the defense, but coming out for it is Rower, and she'll boot it back out near midfield. Katie Miller came in and got a forehead on it. Take it away from Marie Calago. This is Hyveri for the Cardinals. Turning it up across field. Taken away by Benolkin. Farringer coming sweeping in front of Nina Cohn and knocking it out of bounds. Far side throw in for the Tornadoes. We've got a little over 17 minutes left in the first half. Still scoreless. Here comes Laura Hoppy back into the game for the Cardinals, as well as Danielle Nealing. Throw in stopped up by Katie Miller. Nice move to keep it away from Benolkin. And unable to keep it in on the far side is Danielle Nealing. So look at the play by Katie Miller, and looked a little worse when that actually happened because Lauren Benolkin came flying in with the foot. But it looked like it was not as high up as it looked. Calago goes tumbling, and the foul is called on Leah Glines. Cody Wright, from about 54 yards away from the goal, will boot it to the far side. Mandy Farringer over pursues. Here's a chance. The shot is there. Calago there to sweep it in. And the Tornadoes have taken a 1-0 lead. "24 minutes and 21 seconds into the game, and the Tornadoes have taken the lead. I believe it was Aaron Panuski who had the secondary boot. Yes, it was. And got it behind Voss. And Panuski there before Farringer to make sure that it got into the net. This one coming pretty much right at you. You see, it looks like that ball actually would have gone a little bit wide. Calago came in and put it away. So Marie Calago putting the Tornadoes on the board first. 24 minutes, 21 seconds into the first period. The assist will go to Aaron Panuski, and it all came off the setup on a free kick by Cody Wright. Mandy Farringer trying to move it up the near side, turned away by Casey Cole. Here's Katie Miller for the Cardinals. Bobika stops it up maybe a little too much. There's a tie-up between Laura Hoppy and Cara Sexton, and the foul is called on Anoka. And now a chance for the Cardinals from about the same distance, from about 53 yards away from the Tornado net. And Rosie Chormansky putting the boot to the far corner, and it's going to be over everybody out of bounds, and a goal kick coming up for the Tornadoes. Jenny Erickson checking into the game. Marie Calago got the goal, gets a chance to have a seat, a breather, and maybe a little bit of Gatorade or water or whatever they may have there on the bench for the Tornadoes. Goal kick goes off of Nealing out of bounds, a throw in for the Tornadoes. Julie Schultheis will handle the responsibility. Cutting it off is Katie Miller. She and Jessica Ploger go down in a tumble. And the ball eventually swept away by Chormansky out of bounds near midfield on the far side. No ball retrieval personnel for today's game, so the players have to do a little bit more jogging. Peterson will handle the throw in now. Right back out of bounds. Farringer cut it off, but then booted right back in, and easy scoop up by the goalkeeper, Voss. Angie Halleck for the Cardinals, working against Bachi Galupo, gets it up near midfield. Bobika can't slow it down, taken away by Sexton. Cody Wright boots one off a high very, and near side it comes to Cole. Her pass kind of right into a tie-up between Halleck and Bocce Galupo. Goes out and a throw in for the Cardinals. Right back out off the head of Casey Cole. Nancy Caldwell checks back in, and Bobica gets a breather. Katie Miller will handle the throw in. Sexton heads it right back out of bounds. Cardinals move down for another throw in, about 20 yards closer. Angie Halleck will handle. No, she will just fetch the ball for Katie Miller, who will then turn it over to Rosie Chermansky. And Chermansky will handle the throw in. Looking into that corner, but turned away by Cole. And out of bounds. Nice job by Laura Hoppy to stay out of the way and make sure it gets out of bounds. And now a dangerous throw in for the Cardinals. Chermansky. Worley got ahead on it and scooped up by Rower. And that is the first Cardinal shot on net of the game. They've only had 3 shot attempts. That's the first one on goal. And it was a well-placed header by Worley, but very good placement as well by the goalkeeper, Ashley Rower. Katie Miller used the throw-in opportunity to get a headband, keep her hair out of her face a little more. Another throw-in for the Cardinals. Chermansky looking downfield, cut off by Cole, and Cole boots it to the far side. Erickson boots it farther over and out of bounds on the far side to the Cardinals. Mandy Farringer over there. It looks like she will handle the throw-in. Nope, she's going to leave it there for Katie Miller. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Anoka Tornadoes with a 1-0 lead on Marie Calago's goal. Downfield, it's Panuski getting ahead on it, but Chickray does a nice job of shading her off the ball. And now Farringer boots it away. And a throw in for the Tornadoes on the far side. Julie Schultheis will handle the responsibility. Calago checking back into the game with Stephanie Peterson and Nikki Swanson for the Tornadoes. Lindsay Bocce Galupo, Kelly Cole, and Julie Schultheis get a chance to rest. Anoka throwing it in from the far side. Headed right back out by Kneeling. Sexton stopped up by Worley. Worley back the other way. And now looks long. Caldwell putting on the Jets, but Rory's going to get there first. Back near midfield. Peterson. No, Erickson gets it back. Here's Casey Cole to Calago. And now a pass broken up by Mandy Farringer, the Cardinals. Casey Cole intercepts. Now Heidi Worley with the steal in midfield. Looking to the far side. There's Laura Hoppy, and she's got the wheels. Trying to get around and get a shot, but this one, Rower, is there with the hands. But a nice job of the Cardinals reversing field, and a nice job of Hoppy to get there and get a shot off, even though she wasn't getting much room from Cody Wright. And here's another chance, but they're going to say that Hoppy never made it back onside. Another look at the left footer. And Ashley Rower scooped it up. Cody Wright boots it down the far side. And there's a crash. Ball goes to the Cardinals. Katie Miller going down with Jessica Ploger on the far side. But Miller will handle the throw in. Gets it to Worley, right back to Miller, and Miller will put some air under the ball. Calago turns it around for the Tornadoes. And there's Mandy Farringer. Can't keep it in right in midfield. And wow, she is giving it 150%. She has just been everywhere in this game. And slid to try and keep it in bounds and then bounced right back up. And there she is again, putting a head on it. Cody Wright sends it back, and Farringer puts another head on it, back out of bounds. Calago to handle the throw-in with 6:35 to play in the first half. Long throw-in, cut off by Katie Miller. Lauren Benolkin sent it back, but out of bounds before Panuski can get there, and a throw-in for the Cardinals from their own zone. Chormansky will handle the throw-in. Hoppy. Halleck can't handle it. Calago had it momentarily. And now Katie Miller bounces it off. Calago out of bounds. Cardinals sending Neeland back into the game for kneeling. And now here's Cody Wright for the Tornadoes, sending it back to the far side. And that's going to get out of bounds before Ploger or Neeland can get over there. Game pretty even. The Cardinals have had a little more time in the Anoka zone, but the Tornadoes with a few more shots on goal. Each team has taken 4 shots, but all 4 of the Tornado shots have been on goal. Only 2 of the Cardinals have, and of course, 1 of the Anoka shots got through. Foul called on Laura Hoppy as she crashes into Jessica Ploger. That one cut off by Tina Rasmussen in midfield. Gets it to Hoppy. Hoppy slows up and now puts the pass ahead, but too far for Nancy Caldwell. It's scooped up by Rower. Casey Cole was right there as well. Mandy Farringer stopping it up for the Cardinals again. Jackie Neeland trying to push it ahead and now does get it to Hoppy. Hoppy tried to pass it back, but Tornadoes only ones there. Anoka trying to come back to the near side. Here's Marie Calago leaving it on the run for Jessica Ploger. Knocked away out of bounds by Worley. Checking back into the game, Lindsay Bacigalupo and Jenny Erickson for the Tornadoes. And Laura Benolkin and Erin Panuski with a chance to rest. Foul called on the throw-in, and this is in a dangerous area for the Cardinals. Cody Wright is only going to be about 25 yards away, and no, they are not going to bring her up. They're going to, looks like Marie Calago is going to handle it. Cardinals going to go with a 2-person wall, or a staggered wall, sort of. They go to the near side, and it's off the mark, out of bounds, and a goal kick for Savannah Voss and the Cardinals. Rosie Chormansky will handle it. Nice job to get it through, or just sort of the wall of the Cardinals, but right out of bounds and right past our cameraman. Collision near midfield. Bacigalupo with control. Gets it ahead to Nina Cohn. The through pass is too far, and Voss will scoop it up. Rosie Chermansky and Jenny Erickson exchanging some niceties down there as Erickson came in a little bit fast. And now Laura Hoppy near midfield trying to turn it around. Cara Sexton blocking her up. Worley and Sexton went down. Farringer. Bacigalupo stops it up. Tina Rasmussen turns it around but can't keep it in bounds. Mandy Farringer again breaking it up, and right there. And this is going to be called off Anoka. Fans in front of me don't like it, but either way, Angie Halleck wasn't going to waste time waiting to see if the refs wanted to change their mind. Halleck's throw-in stopped up by Cole, but Rasmussen gets it right back to Caldwell, and here's Hoppy right out front, a shot and a goal! Oh, and they're going to say she was offsides. Ouch. Cardinals with a very nice play there, but see if we can see from this angle. Yeah, it looks like Hoppy was offside by a couple steps. Hard to tell where that last Anoka defender was on the far side, how deep she was, but referee made the call. The referee made, so no goal for the Cardinals as we're down to just about 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Cole. Her pass knocked away by Halleck. It will bounce and be scooped up by Rower. Rower puts the high boot under it. Near midfield. Erickson and Miller kind of tangled a little bit. Now Rosie Chermansky puts it high and behind the defense. Cody Wright getting there, but Caldwell is pressuring. Caldwell. But time is going to expire. Caldwell putting good pressure on there at the end. And had there been another 5 or 6 seconds, that may have been an even score. But as it is, the Cardinals are going to trail at halftime. It's Anoka 1, Coon Rapids 0.
I just want to say thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for convincing me to smoke.
And this filter just makes me feel so safe.
Thank you, Big Tobacco,
For singling me out as a main target.
I can be beautiful and have big, strong men by smoking. Thanks.
Big Tobacco for causing impotence in young men.
You hear that?
I hope you feel really good about that.
Not having a soul.
Thank you, Big Tobacco.
Cancer sticks and shove them up your... Thank you so much.
For killing us.
You've been targeting us for so long, now we're gonna target you.
I love you guys.
But we won't degrade you in the process. But we won't taunt you or call you names. When the game's over, we'll shake your hands and go out for a soda or something.
Fact: students in high school activities gain a better sense of sportsmanship. A message from the Minnesota State High School League.
Welcome back to halftime at the Sports Complex at Coon Rapids. We are now going to give you, for your halftime entertainment, the Coon Rapids Cardettes. As the Coon Rapids Cardettes were at halftime in a girls soccer match between the Cardinals and the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes with a 1-0 lead. Stick around. We'll be back with highlights after this.
It's my birthday. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I told you, don't be bringing that weak stuff in here. Yeah. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
Welcome back to the Sports Complex in Coon Rapids. The Cardinals trailing the Anoka Tornadoes 1-0 and halftime in this girls' soccer event. And this is how it happened off a free kick. Aaron Panuski getting there just before Savannah Voss, and Marie Colago doing a great job of coming to that back post and sweeping it in. And that is the only goal of the game. But with under a minute to play in that first half, the Cardinals did score. Caldwell gets it to Laura Hoppy, and Laura Hoppy scored, but they called that one offside. So it is a 1-0 game in favor of the Tornadoes. Just underway in the first half, or second half rather. Rosie Chormansky throwing it in for the Cardinals. It's the first throw in of the second half. Cody Wright taking it away. And Miranda Morrow came crashing in, and she's going to be called for the foul. Cardinals called with 8 fouls in the first half. The Tornadoes with only 2. Colago leaves it back for Peterson. Pass broken up by Katie Miller. Cole got it ahead, but it bounced off the back of Bocce Galupo. And here's Worley. Worley has it taken away by Peterson, and here's Schultheis on the near side. Farringer sweeps it out of bounds. Take a look at the stats from the first half. The Cardinals, of course, the big stat is the 1-0, but everything pretty similar. The shots on goal favoring the Tornadoes a little bit, but look at the fouls, 8-2 in favor of the Cardinals, or the Cardinals with more fouls, I should say. It's really in favor of the Tornadoes. Playing in midfield now, Leah Glines working against Schultheis. It's going to go out of bounds in front of the Anoka bench, and a throw in for Coon Rapids. Rosie Chormansky over the head of Katie Miller, was turned around by Ploger. And now here's Cara Sexton. Sexton getting it up the lines as Miranda Morrow sends her out of bounds. And she is not getting up. And referee not calling any foul as of yet. Cara Sexton getting hit pretty good. She's a little shaken up. I don't know if she landed. She's got a hand that's all bandaged up. Long boot. The race is on. Colago will not be able to get there before Chormansky. Right back out of bounds. Stephanie Peterson to handle it now. Into the middle. Colago got a header on it and put it past the net. Goal kick coming up for the Cardinals. Chormansky boots it up. Fighting for it were Katie Miller and Jessica Ploger, and the foul called on Miller. And this one is going to be in a good spot for the Tornadoes. Right on the right-hand side of your screen, you see Ploger kind of backing up and Miller trying to push her out of the way, and she's going to be called for it. This one's going to be from about 44 yards away and straight out from the right goalpost. Here's Cody Wright putting a big boot on it. There for the play was Voss, and she smothers up the rebound as well as Aaron Panuski came sliding in. And Savannah seems to be all right. The punt too far on the far side, out of bounds. This is that free kick from Cody Wright. She got quite a leg, and Voss just making sure she keeps it out of the goal and then running after that rebound, smothering it just as Aaron Panuski got there. This is from behind the net, obviously, and Panuski sliding in on top of Savannah, but she seems to be just fine. Heidi Worley trying to work it back to the near side. Leah Glines near midfield. Has it stopped up by Nikki Swanson, but got it back. And now a handball called on the Tornadoes, or a foul rather. Chormansky from near midfield. A low liner to the near side. Tina Rasmussen with it. Pass a little strong for Leah Glines on the sidelines, out of bounds to Anoka. Tina Rasmussen, really one of the young players on this Cardinal team that they are very, very happy with. Just a freshman making the starting lineup. Another foul called on the Cardinals. That's the fourth already, and we're just over 6 minutes into the second half. Farringer gets there first. And now Cole plays it ahead. Chickray cuts it off. Gets it to Katie Miller. Katie Miller has her hands full with Stephanie Peterson, but gets it ahead to Laura Hoppy. Hoppy, near side for Rasmussen. Tied up by Schultheis, takes it away. Her pass broken up by Heidi Worley. Worley has it taken away by Peterson. Peterson goes for the corner. And Voss with a little trouble picking it up, but able to get on top of it before Panuski gets there. Ashley Chickray had kind of let Panuski go because it looked like Voss would have an easier time with it. Here's Caldwell up near midfield, chased by Cole. It's going to go out to the Cardinals on the far side. Katie Miller putting it down toward the net. And joining me now, Mike Fighton. Nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you too, Joe. Been away for a while, but I'm back for a while.
How long have you actually been here?
Probably for about 15, 20 minutes. About 3/4 of the way through the first half.
Okay. What have you thought so far?
Struggling offensively. There's just no flow to their offense right now. It's not looking as good as it did when we were watching the Maple Grove game where the passing was on, where everybody knew where everybody was. Right now, it is almost chaotic, really. I mean, there's just not a whole lot of passing to each other. It's a lot of kicking the ball to nobody or to the opposing team and hoping somebody will run onto it and do something. I mean, right now, Coon Rapids needs to control the ball and string some passes together and get some quality shots on goal.
Well, that's just what I was talking about, too, was the quality of the Cardinal shots. They only put 2 actual shots on goal, and here's a big opportunity to foul in deep on the Tornadoes.
Defensively, they're not looking too bad. It's just they really need to get their offense in sync right now, and hopefully Worley or Kromansky can put the ball in the net here.
Well, here's a chance for Rosie on the free kick from not too far away. She's going to leave it for Worley, and Worley puts the boot high and too high.
It's a nice idea. A little bit lower.
And that will mean a goal kick for the Tornadoes. Another look at it. Kormansky just sort of leaves it there for Worley, and Worley puts a little too much air under it. And now we've got a player down for
It's
the
Miranda
Cardinals.
Morrow.
And they are calling the trainer right away. Take another look at it. It looks like she's holding her collarbone area. Or maybe her ribs. Looked like Cody Wright got her in the ribs as they were running in opposite directions. And that's certainly not a good sign for the Cardinals, who are trying to beef up the offense at this point in the game.
Well, you got to give Anoka credit too. They're really defending well. They're marking our forwards and midfielders really well. They're not giving us a whole lot of room to work. But in an instance like that, you have to spread the field out and give your forwards some other options. Pass it out wide to the midfielders or pass it back to one of the center midfielders and work it that way.
Well, she is in an awful lot of pain. That is evident. But it still kind of looks like she's holding the shoulder. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, shoulder right into the...
Hit pretty hard. Well, why don't we take a short break and be back when we get back to action. We'll see if we can get an update on Miranda's the extent of her injuries, and we'll be back in just a moment with continuing coverage of the Cardinals and the Tornadoes.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
Don't you love that safe, free feeling you get in a pickup truck, Larry?
Yeah, nothing but you, me, the open road, a deer.
Yeah! A cow! Yeah! An ostrich! Ah! The village people! The village people?
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Especially in pickup trucks.
I didn't know the village people were doing a road tour.
Well, Miranda Morrow making her way back off, and a penalty kick coming up for Rosie Chormansky and the Cardinals. Kormansky versus Rower. Here's the kick, and it's a 1-1 game. Cardinals with the only PK I've seen this season. And the game is tied at 1. But certainly you have to be a little concerned about the condition of Miranda Morrow. And it looks like Beth the trainer here at Coon Rapids, is down looking at her shoulder. There's a look at the goal from right behind.
Nice little shot near post. The goalie didn't even move. What Coon Rapids really needs to do now, Joe, is like that game against Maple Grove, they need to keep the pressure on in their offensive zone and not let Anoka get out of it. They just need to keep up that high pressure that they did before, which worked so effectively. If they do that, I think they can come out on top in this game.
There's a look at the attention being paid to Miranda Morrow's shoulder. Rasmussen throws it in off the head of Katie Miller, and here's Laura Hoppy. And here's Nealand with a chance on the near post and another offside call against the Cardinals. Putting it away was Cody Wright. And in front of the Cardinal bench, it will roll out of bounds to the Cardinals.
Rosie's got such a strong throw, and she really uses that as an offensive weapon, almost like a corner kick or free kick. No, that was not offside.
Well, did you see the goal then that was called off in the last minute of the first half?
Yeah, I did. I was at a bad angle, so I was way down at the far end, so I really couldn't tell. I was in a real bad position.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, all our cameras were in a bad angle too. It was there was somebody back in on the far side of the field that we couldn't quite tell if she was in front of or behind Nancy or Laura, but either way, the Cardinals, the referees call it the way they see it. Another long throw from Kormansky, cut off by Cody Wright.
That Anoka D is pretty tough. Laura Hoppy working hard to the ball as always.
You can hear Ashley Rower in the net there, trying to shout some instruction out to her team, keep them on their toes, as basically the game comes down to the last 28 minutes. Next goal wins sort of thing.
It's anybody's game at this point.
Wright puts a big boot on it. Schultheis turns it towards midfield. There's Mandy Farringer. And she doesn't get quite the angle on it she wants. She was trying to get it ahead to Nancy Caldwell, but sends it out of bounds on the far side instead. And Farringer has just been everywhere today.
I'll tell you, she's really been a player that's impressed me this year. She was on Coach Logan's JV team last year, and she's come out of nowhere this year. And, I mean, she has just played absolutely stellar. She was out for their game against Apple Valley this last Saturday night, and that really hurt defensively. She's such an improved player.
Schultheis with a chance on the ball, but there's Koromansky to move it away. Kept in bounds by Kneeling. Schultheis will take it back. Peterson gets it back towards the Cardinal end, cut off by Katie Miller. Worley, and now back to Koromansky, and the Cardinals trying to slow things down. Colago into the mix.
Now that's something.
And here's
you don't
a chance
do.
for Erickson, a shot and a goal.
That is a cardinal sin to pass the ball back in front of your goal box during a game when there's the opposing players right there. I don't know if they didn't see him there or what, but that's a mistake you really don't want to do, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna put those kind of things away.
Marie Colago coming in with the steal, and she's able to just slip it between Chickray and Worley, and in comes Jenny Erickson with the goal. So Colago with a goal and an assist, and the Tornadoes back in front 2-1.
Calago, a player of her ability, definitely will make you pay when you make any kind of mistake in your defensive end.
Throw in for the Cardinals on the far side of the field.
And there's still roughly 25 minutes left in the game, plenty of time to get the goal back. Coon Rapids just needs to keep pressure up on the offensive zone and keep the ball down in Anoka's end. And like we said before, get some quality shots off.
Chickray putting it into the corner. Hoppy on the run. Rower knocks it away from her. And there's going to be a foul called on Rower for holding on to Laura Hoppy.
That was a good call
and
by the referee.
And that should be in the box in another PK.
That's a very good call. She grabbed Laura Hoppy when she was trying to get the loose ball. That's definitely the correct call. It's definitely a foul.
We have the Anoka fan section sitting right in front of us. They
so
obviously
you can clearly see the goalie grabbing Laura Hoppy.
That ref decided that they gave the little grab by Rower would help Sexton get to the ball first, and now another opportunity for Koromansky on the penalty kick. And she goes to the other side, and it's a tie game again. So we were just talking about making you pay for making mistakes in your defensive zone, and just as that happens, the Tornadoes keeper brings the most dreaded play in soccer down upon herself by grabbing on and committing a foul inside the 18-yard box, giving the Cardinals the penalty kick and a chance to tie the game. Erickson went trying to go to that far corner and way out of bounds.
Now let's see if Coon Rapids can keep the pressure up and not give away any more goals.
Katie Miller bringing it back to the near side. Kneeling can't get there before it's booted away. And now right back into the zone. Rower will come out and scoop it up in front of Neeland. They've got them both out there. Neeland and Kneeling. Playing right next to each other even.
Oh. Little push by 23 on Danielle Kneeling.
Schultheis. Julie Schultheis giving her a little shove. Ball bounces off the back of Laura Hoppy and booted back out of bounds by the Tornadoes.
Another thing Coon Rapids really needs to do is they really need to utilize their outside midfielders, being that Coach G. Joy's implemented that 3-5-2. They need their outside midfielders to spread the field and make overlapping runs to help out the forwards, because a lot of times you have Laura Hoppy and whoever the other forward is going 2-on-4, 2-on-6 with no supporting help, and it's really hard to score goals that way. So let's hope they do that.
Peterson gets it off a bounce, but Chickray there to take it away. And now moved ahead by Neeland. Cara Sexton pushing it back the other way. Andrea Bobica will be there first, right in front of Bachi Galupo. She gets it to Rasmussen at center field. Rasmussen pushing it into Anoka territory, cutting back.
See, everybody's running away from Rasmussen instead of checking to and giving her an option. She didn't really have anyone to pass to because everybody was running away from her. They need to come to, give her a pass, and so they can give her a quick pass back or turn and go upfield.
Laura Hoppy fighting with Sexton in the corner, trying to get around, and now Sexton slides out the end zone, and it'll be a corner kick for the Cardinals.
Nice work by Laura to get the corner kick out of that.
Heidi Worley will handle this one. Heidi Worley, another one of those young Cardinals that's going to be around for another couple of years, just a sophomore.
She's very good
Calago heads it back out, and there will be another one.
She's very good on corners and on set plays as far as penalty kicks are concerned.
Which is a good thing because, obviously, you've got to train the next regiment.
That's right.
As for the first time in about 4 years, the Cardinals won't have a Koromansky handling the corners. Worley going to the far side, knocked away by Benolkin. Calago moves it up to midfield, but there is Koromansky to turn it back into the corner. Rower will be the first one there, and she'll just boot it back up a little bit. There's Andrea Bobica with a slide tackle, and she'll be called as Benolkin goes down hard. Cody Wright lining it up again. Low kick. Bobica changes the direction. First one there is Calago, but she can't get the angle on it and sends it out of bounds.
Nice job of Heidi Worley getting back defensively to put some pressure on Calago there, so she made a bad shot or pass, whatever she was trying to do on that.
I think that was supposed to be a shot. Just wasn't very close. Cole stopping it up in midfield. Calago turning it back. Bocci, Gallupo, and Peterson over there in the corner, knocked away out of bounds by Ashley Chickrick. Bocci, Gallupo throws it in. It's off the head of Peterson. And now Koromansky getting ahead on it. Peterson got it back to Schultheis. She's blocked up by Kneeling. A long shot from Calago, but there's a hand called on the Tornadoes. Nice job by Rosie to get back there and head away the shot by Calago.
Rosie's always steady, always in the right place at the right time, it seems. And she scored 2 PKs.
Cody Wright, the first one to touch it. She sends it back to Bocci Gallupo, and Bocci Gallupo and Bobica tangled up, and Bocci Gallupo called with the foul.
Both teams, I think, getting a little irritated with each other. A few of those little chippy fouls going on. But as everyone knows, a pretty big rivalry, Coon Rapids and Anoka.
Cardinals with 15 fouls in the game, 8 for the Tornadoes. Not a very hard job to try and get the fans into a game like this. But the Cardinals cheerleaders do have their work cut out for them because there is a very large contingency from the Tornado side here as well.
It's nice to see also more people coming out to soccer games, whether it be girls or guys. It's nice to see.
Laura Hoppy rushing, but Cara Sexton will keep it away and now boot it out of bounds. And a very vocal Anoka crowd. They have been entertaining, I would say.
Yeah, supporting their team. This is where Rosie's really deadly on these throw-ins because it's just like a penalty kick almost.
Right in the middle. The Cardinals can't get to it. Booted away out of bounds by the Tornadoes, and that was awfully dangerous. The ball bouncing around, but a nice job of the Tornadoes to keep the Cardinals from being able to do anything with it. Ploger moves it back up, turned around by the Cardinals. Swanson heads it back out of bounds. Another throw in. Tina Rasmussen trying to get there. And we've got an injured Cardinal down. That's Mandy Farringer.
You don't like to see that. You don't like to see anybody get injured.
And that was a ways away from the play as well.
This would be a big loss for Coon Rapids if she's out for any length of time. Very steady defender. She's helped out this defense tremendously this year.
Talked about Rosie Kormansky and the throw-ins and just how dangerous they can be. This is that last one that was in deep. Laura Hoppy and Katie Miller both right there, but Cara Sexton, great job of getting right on top of Laura Hoppy and knocking the ball away from her.
Yeah, it was a very heads-up play by number 10 from Anoka.
Cara Sexton. And that has kept the game tied, as if she had been just a second behind, it would have been a quick turnaround goal for Laura Hoppy. Or for Katie Miller for that chance. They were both right there, and she was able to kind of come in and just sort of push the ball away.
Just the way the ball bounces sometimes, right?
There's a look at Miranda Morrow with some ice on the shoulder. Now watch the left side of your screen. This is where we think Mandy Farringer got hurt. And she kind of hopped away from that kick. It was tough to see what exactly the injury is. It could be a pulled muscle. We hope it's certainly nothing worse than that.
She's definitely in a lot of pain, but it was really difficult to see what exactly happened.
Back to action. Anoka with a throw in. Stephanie Peterson will handle it from the far side.
Actually, this was Mandy's first game back from missing a couple games from some type of injury at one of the previous games.
Nancy Caldwell working against Swanson. Caldwell trying to get to the corner. Over comes Wright, and Wright will sweep it. No, she turns it upfield. Turning it around was Angie Halleck, but she couldn't keep it in bounds.
Anoka's defense is playing real strong.
Oh, they called a foul.
I didn't quite see what that foul was.
Long shot from Aaron Panuski right on. Easily handled by Voss. Her punt bounces once. And then Vanolkin had it. Now Laura Hoppy racing against Sexton again. Sexton will send it out of bounds on the near side.
Sexton's having a very good game for Anoka. She seems to snuff out every offensive run we have down that left side.
She and Cody Wright. Cody Wright has been the sweeper if Cara Sexton hasn't made the play already. Another throw in for Koromansky right into the front of the net, but the Cardinals can't really get to it. Gretchen Olsen over to put a little bit of pressure on Rower. Nice boot by Rower. Chasing it down is Katie Miller. Tried to turn away, had tied up with Panuski. The free kick by Wright, stopped up by Koromansky. And now here's Heidi Worley booting it out of bounds on the far side.
What Coon Rapids really needs to do right now is just gain possession of the ball and control it. The less Anoka has the ball at their feet, the less chance they can do any damage as the game goes on. They just need to string passes together.
Panuski trying to pass out front. It's a little bit behind Ploger, some crashing and banging, and out of bounds to the Cardinals. Or no, they're going to call a foul over in the corner.
I think they called either a push or obstruction.
High boot from Koromansky. First one there was Benolkin. A lot of banging going on out there.
This is a physical game. Oof. That wasn't even going for the ball. That was a pretty rough foul.
Laura Hoppy trying to get around Cody Wright, now taken away by Cara Sexton. Schultheis. And now Sexton trying to keep Hoppy from turning the corner. Out of bounds on a goal kick.
As high school sports go, I think these are really two teams that really dislike each other. In whatever sport it is, football, hockey, soccer.
I would have to agree. Kelly Highberry checking back into the game for Tina Rasmussen. Cody Wright's boot gets to Calago. She turns it back to the center of the field. Caldwell sends it into the corner, but Wright first one there, and she boots it out of danger. Gormansky throwing it in. Highberry had a little piece of it, but Casey Cole on the far side, getting it up to Panuski, who can't keep it in bounds. The throw in on the far side. Katie Miller. And now Nancy Caldwell in the corner. Her cross pass attempt blocked away by Cole, out of bounds.
Coon Rapids just needs to stay calm and play their game and not let the physicalness of this game and some of the chippier fouls get to them. Just play your game and score some goals.
Cody Wright, first one to touch the throw in, right back out of bounds. And a foul called on Katie Miller deep in Anoka territory. Benolkin gets ahead on it. Erickson pushes it ahead. It's going to be Katie Miller, first one there. She's going to hold off Panuski a little bit, move it back and boot it upfield, but out of bounds by Koromansky.
That's what they need to do when they're in trouble like that. You saw Rosie open herself up for a back pass so Katie Miller could get out of trouble and give her a pass back. Unfortunately, the ball didn't stay in play, but it was the right idea.
Erickson in the corner, cut off by Chickray. Here's a chance for the Tornadoes. A pass over the head of Calago, out of bounds, and a goal kick for the Cardinals. Nina Cohn, I believe it was, that sent it across, and just over the head of Calago. Good scoring opportunity. See the clock. Top middle of your screen, under 9 minutes to play in regulation.
This is still anybody's game. I think one more goal either way is going to win it.
Here's Calago charging in the corner. Koromansky got a piece of it and then got it back and booted it out of bounds. Calago will handle the throw in. Katie Miller, first one to touch it. And now Laura Hoppy cuts back on Sexton. Benolkin challenging now near midfield. And she's able to stop Poppy's pass. Sexton with it now. Moves it back, and Swanson boots it to the far side. On the run is Cohn. Cohn in the corner, has a little bit of breathing room. She's going to slow down and cut back across. Katie Miller stops her up. And there's Koromansky to push it out of trouble. And a throw in for the Tornadoes. Another throw in for the Tornadoes up near midfield. Stephanie Peterson, no. Now Casey Cole will handle the throw in.
These last few minutes have been back and forth. 1 minute up in Coon Rapids and the next minute down in Anoka, so it's really been kind of a seesaw battle these last few minutes.
Talk about a battle. Here's Calago winning a battle against Neal and getting a shot on, but Voss makes the save.
It was a nice cutting off that near post by Savannah, because that's where that shot was intended, and she got right there.
Calago getting away from Jackie Nealon and pounding it right at Savannah, but Savannah makes the save. A little bit better kick that time, got the foot under it. Caldwell putting pressure on Wright. Caldwell coming away with it, left footer, looking back to the far side, but too far.
It's a good chance.
Pass into the corner, and Wright was over there and tried to cut back, and Caldwell just used her speed to take the ball away and get a little bit of an opening, and then just went a little too far back and missed the net. Halleck moves it ahead. Sexton cuts it off before Hoppy can get there. Erickson and Halleck collide. Here's Caldwell again, racing around Wright. The slide tackle, and they're going to call the foul on Caldwell. Now, at what point does it become a foul, and what point is it going for the ball?
That to me was two people going for the ball. That was not a foul. I mean, you've got to let players play. I mean, that was two people going for the ball.
I mean, that is certainly nobody's ball.
They're side by side. They both went for the ball.
And I believe she hit the ball before she hit any part.
And the Anoka player actually, the sole of her foot rolled on top of the ball, which caused her to fall.
Tornadoes throwing it in. Highbury sent down as she met with Benolkin, and the foul called on the Tornadoes. Under 4.5 to play. It's going to be from just about 50 yards away for Rosie Chormansky.
And if anyone can place these shots in a position to score, it's Rosie.
Big boot right on net, and coming out to scoop it in is Rower. Kormansky again pushes it ahead. Swanson can't quite get enough on it, sends it out of bounds.
Coon Rapids got to keep up this pressure. Hopefully they can put a goal in the last 3.5 minutes.
Pass into the corner, but Cody Wright gets it to Sexton. Calago down there as well. Ashley Chickray down to try and help, but knocked out of bounds. And the Cardinals will have a throw in deep in Tornado territory.
There's plenty of time to score.
Highbury taken away by Calago. Boot up near midfield. Erickson stopped up by Kneeling. Miller, her pass bounces off the official. Turned around, here's Kneeling again. And now Halleck moves it ahead. Sexton has it stopped up by Chickray. Booted away by Wright. Here's Laura Hoppy on the near sidelines. Marked well by Marie Calago. Moves it back to Ashley Chickray. She'll go to the far side. And now knocked away by Benolkin. Headed away by Erickson and into Cardinal territory. First one there, Rosie Koromansky. She'll turn it upfield. Halleck got there, got it to Highbury. A pass through and offsides.
That's a terrible call. I'm trying to be unbiased, but that was a terrible call. Not offsides.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to agree with you.
That was brutal.
Part of the beauty of being paid by the city of Coon Rapids, I really have I really have a good excuse for being
that ball was played. Nancy was right even with the defender and broke away. That was not offsides.
Panuski sending it towards center, and out comes Voss to smother it before Jenny Erickson can get there.
Nice play by Savannah to anticipate that.
Jackie Neeland down there against Erickson. Sends it up to Rasmussen, but Cardinals can't keep it in. Throw in goes to Panuski, bounces away. Highbury gets it ahead. Taken away by Casey Cole. Nancy Caldwell pressuring. Near side, here's Ploger. Looking for the corner against Chickray. Chickray can't pull the ball away. Ploger gets a shot on, and there is Savannah Voss for the save.
Nice job by Savannah again to keep it a 2-2 tie.
Halleck working against Peterson. And here's Highbury, taken away by Calago. Cara Sexton knocking it out of bounds. Down to almost 30 seconds, and now Coach DeJoy gets it quickly to his team so they can toss it back in, saving every second. Calago boots it right back out. And now it's Chickray quickly in with it. Worley has trouble controlling. Gets it back to Chickray. Heads it towards the middle. Benolkin got in there with the header. And now a foul called on the Cardinals. And that will just about do it for regulation. The boot is going to come down, and there is the whistle. And we're going to overtime. Cardinals and the Tornadoes tied at 2.
A lot of action in this second half. Both teams really trying to get that go-ahead goal.
Well, neither is going to get it, so we play, what, 2 5-minute periods?
2 5-minute periods.
And it is sudden death.
I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, we'll check on that. We'll be back with overtime from the complex after this.
AmeriCorps is a lot like hoops.
It
takes dedication, drive, and teamwork.
Are you up to the challenge?
Give a year of your life to AmeriCorps.
Everybody wins.
Welcome back to the complex. We're going to overtime. The Tornadoes and the Cardinals in girls soccer. A 2-2 tie in a very rough game. Joe Young and Mike fighting in the booth for the extra innings. And Mike, take a look at the numbers. The Cardinals really came out at the beginning of this game. We're putting a lot more pressure on Anoka, but weren't able to put a lot of shots on. Anoka's shot efficiency is incredible. 11 of their 14 have been on goal, so Savannah Voss has been well tested. But we highlight the fouls, even though the Cardinals have 21 to 11 for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes have committed 2 in the 18-yard box. Those both obviously led to penalty kicks and 2 goals for Rosie Kormansky.
And that's
Laura
really...
Hoppy turning it back in the middle. Tina Rasmussen can't get a big shot on. She just couldn't get enough on it.
And back to those fouls, that's really what's kept Coon Rapids into the game to this point.
Katie Miller slowing it down near midfield. Calago coming away with it for the Tornadoes. Far side, she's got Peterson. Peterson with room, trying to draw Kormansky, and now fires it way high and wide of the mark.
Coon Rapids has got to be aware of Anoka's open players, as I believe it was Calago carrying the ball down. She had 2 people wide open that she could have passed to, but chose to take the shot. Anoka's really got to watch those midfielders making runs on the outside.
Corner kick for Kormansky was stopped up by Schultheis on the far side. Now Neeland will bounce it off of Schultheis out of bounds. A good play and a good heads-up play for a sophomore, showing some strategy.
Well, and I don't know if we've said this yet this game, but Coon Rapids is playing a lot of freshmen that have, quite frankly, not looked like freshmen. They've looked like they've been playing for quite some time up on the varsity squad, which is good for Coon Rapids' program in years to come.
Foul called on Laura Hoppy. Tornadoes waste no time on the free kick. Tina Rasmussen in. Getting ahead to Hoppy, and Hoppy on the run. Caldwell, thank you.
That was a nice idea, a nice cross in front.
Nice job by Swanson to take it away. Here's Heidi Worley. Long left foot, high. If that had been football, that's a 40-yard field goal.
She's got quite a foot, and actually, Joe, that's not a bad idea. Goalkeepers, a lot of times, those long shots are ones that get scored on because they're not expecting such a long shot. And if that would have dipped down just a few feet, it could have been a goal.
Few stories. She put a boot under that thing.
She's got a leg.
Out on the far side, and a throw in for the Cardinals. And here's Hoppy in the corner with some room. Over comes Cody Wright, and she sidesteps her. And now gets around Swanson. Back out front, takes the shot right on. Save made by Rower.
Nice idea by Laura. She probably wish she could have got a little bit more power on that shot.
Kormansky turning it around for the Cardinals. And Wright gets it back to midfield. Here's Schultheis on the far side. Neelan comes down and takes the ball away, keeps it inbounds, turns it up. Laura Hoppy coming back to help out. Hoppy with it. Back to the near side over the head of Leah Glines. Turned around by Cole. Here's Bocce Galupo and Halleck bumping. And Halleck slides it away. And they're going to call a very dangerous penalty deep in Cardinal territory. And it looks like Calago will handle
Savannah
the
Voss
free
shouting
kick.
out instructions.
Boot goes to the back corner over the head of Schultheis out of bounds out at the end line, and a goal kick coming up for the Cardinals. But time under 10 seconds. And this one will expire just about the time that Rosie lines it up, and right about there. So we'll go to a second 5-minute overtime, and it is not sudden death. It is, they go the length of 5.
A lot of pressure from both sides, trying to get that go-ahead goal. There's been shots on goal both ends. In this half, Joe, I think this last 5 minutes, I think what Coon Rapids really needs to do is just push just about everybody forward and maybe have 1 or 2 defensemen hanging back and just try to pound the Anoka goal, and hopefully they get some good shots and something goes in.
Well, we've got another barn burner, another one that could end up on a CTN top 10. Who knows? But as always, we want to know what you think of what we do. Give us a call on the feedback line, 763-767-6526, or email us at ctnsports@ttnstudios.com. And when we stepped away, Nancy Caldwell called for a foul near midfield, and Coach Jeff DeJoy did not exactly agree with it. Ashley Chickray throwing it in. Worley plays it off for Chess, knocked out of bounds by Calago. Oh, they're going to say that it was off of the Cardinals. Out to scoop it up is Savannah Voss.
Once Coon Rapids gets the ball out of their zone here, I think they just need to push as many people forward as they can and put a lot of pressure on that Anoka goal and defense.
Chickray to throw it in from in front of the Tornado bench. Schultheis got a head on it. Calago turning it towards the center of the field. Katie Miller there for Coon Rapids. Stops it up. And Peterson puts it back for Calago in the corner. Calago is shot. Savannah Voss the save. This one bounces over Cole, and Leah Glines on the run. Glines passing it into the corner, and Wright's going to get there, and there's a mistake by the Anoka defense. Rower bounced it off of Wright and nearly left it there for Nancy Caldwell, but she's able to recover. Another look, Rosie Kormansky not able to get over in time before Calago gets a good shot off, but a nice position play by the goalkeeper, Savannah Voss. Hoppy can't stop it near midfield, but gets it right back from Sexton, and now they crash together. And they call a foul on that, or did they call that out of bounds?
They call the foul on Anoka.
Okay. I've said that a couple times, and it just wasn't right. This time, I think the officials made the right call.
Now let's see if Coon Rapids can capitalize on this.
Heidi Worley putting the big left foot into it. It's hovering. Caldwell was there. She scores on the header.
That was a beautiful play. A nice cross, and Caldwell with a beautiful header.
2:35 into this second overtime. Nancy Caldwell with the header off of Heidi Worley's free kick. And a big collision. Ashley Rower, the Tornado keeper, was right there in a big collision, but Caldwell got the head to it just before And we talked about Ashley, or
Heidi.
Thank you.
Worley.
Thank you. They have 4s on their jersey. I was ready to say Ashley Chickray. It's not the same. But we talked about the importance of Heidi Worley becoming a very strong player on those special plays because she will probably have most of the. There's a chance for Anoka and a goal. A tough angle shot for Jenny Erickson, finds the back post, and we're tied again.
Wow. What can you say on that? Yeah.
Right on the line, and Erickson keeps it in. And then you just wouldn't expect a shot from this angle to be very dangerous, but just over the outstretched hand of Savannah Voss off the back post and in.
You don't expect too many of those type of shots to go in. Very unfortunate for Coon Rapids.
They got their first lead of the game, and it only lasted about 30 seconds. And here's another foul. And another chance for the Cardinal team on a free kick. Worley setting it up. We're just over a minute left to play. Puts another big left foot under it. Caldwell is there. And the whistle blows. I think they're going to call a foul down deep on the Cardinals for being a little too aggressive.
Running into the goalie, but that's in most cases they're going to call that because you got to protect your keeper. So the right call.
Sexton boots it away. Miller can't get to it. Worley turns it around, but out of bounds on the far side. Bocce Galupo moving it ahead. Calago a little bit behind her. Koromansky will turn it around for the Cardinals. Down to 20 seconds. Leah Glines and Nancy Caldwell racing for it for Coon Rapids. In there is Nikki Swanson for the Tornadoes. A throw in. Caldwell got it to Hoppy, but Hoppy trying to find some room. Loses it, and Benolkin boots it away. And that will do it.
Wow.
And so an interesting game, but it will go in the books as a tie.
That was a barn burner from start to finish.
I am a little speechless.
Both teams really worked hard, but yeah, that last goal by Anoka, wow. You don't see many of those type of goals go in.
And so that will do it for the Anoka Tornadoes and the Coon Rapids Cardinals girls soccer game here from CTN Sports. We want to thank everybody for joining us. A special thanks to Mike Fighton for coming and joining us. You're welcome again anytime.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
And with that, we will thank all of the viewers out there for the entire CTN crew for joining us tonight and continuing to support everything we do. For Mike Fighton, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.